Persuasion. And then if I tell the story again, it's going to be different, you know. But this is pretty close to, you know, how we became the Persuasions.
Now, when you guys first got the team together, your music, all the albums you recorded, you guys seemed so tight. So in that early stage, were you guys together a lot? And, you know, I can imagine, I mean, the cover actually has you guys on a brownstone, and I can easily picture you guys standing on a brownstone singing and harmonizing. I can imagine you guys on the street corner singing and harmonizing. You mentioned the basketball court, and of course, one of your albums, you guys are, We Came to Play. You guys are standing on the basketball court. And so I can imagine you guys were together a lot and singing a lot, and everywhere you were going.
No, I think you're right, Drew. I think in those days they were rehearsing. Spending hours together getting...
It wasn't even rehearsing. We was amusing. We just liked our sound. We were good to us, you know? And we had created something that sounded good to us. Let alone the people outside of, you know, our little community. You know, this is when people start telling us, boy, you guys sound really good. You got something very special.
But how long can a good thing last? You know, and I vow never to her in the past. All right. Oh, will she be there waiting for me, Lord? And my time is up and I'm finally free. All right. I just can't work no longer. I've got to see my woman right now. All right. We ain't getting any younger. I've got to get to, well, do it one more time. And I just can't work no longer. I've got to see my woman right now. Lord have mercy. We ain't getting any younger. I've got to get to love somehow.
You're listening to the Jerry Lawson Legacy Project. Only on Blues America.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, all the energy in that song, I mean, you guys were something else. I can see how you guys were, when you say that you definitely weren't like a doo-wop group. I mean, that's definitely like not any doo-wop I've ever heard, that's for sure.
Well, you know, when I'm listening to it now and I say, all right, all right, all right, man, that's going way back, because when we really got to be professionals, the all rights was cut out, you know, and it's so amazing that you do the songs after you become a professional. You do them so different, you know.
Yeah, but that's
almost embarrassing to hear to hear that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you in terms of a critique, listening back to that.
Right.
Definitely things you don't do anymore, but not necessarily things that you regret, but definitely a lot of learning experience. But you could definitely hear a young Jerry Lawson and a young Persuasions, a young Jimmy, a young Joe, all those guys, you know.
Well, we were right out of the kitchen. I mean, we came from the kitchen to the stage. In fact, Bedford-Stuyvesant, the Restoration Corporation, after they found out that we were the Persuasions working for their corporations, they made it so that there were 5 boroughs in Brooklyn, and we worked all of the projects during the summer. We worked every housing project in the 5 boroughs. And Restoration, they presented a show with us, the first time we ever sung, I say professionally, Philharmonic Symphony Hall.
Jerry, we have hours of more Persuasions history to cover, so we'll continue on the next episode of the Jerry Lawson Legacy Project. Thank you, Julie Lawson, for keeping the guys in line.
It's time to go back, baby. Way, way back. This is the Way, Way Back Blues.
I'm gonna move way out on the outskirts of town. I'm gonna move way out on the outskirts of town. 'Cause I don't want nobody who's always hanging round. let me tell you, baby, gonna move you way, way from here. Don't want no Iceman, gonna buy you a fridge, you dare when we move. Way on the outskirts of town. 'Cause I don't want nobody who's always hanging round. Wake up every morning, low down and dirty shame. Got your men, baby, pecking on my window pane. That's why I'm gonna move you way on the outskirts of town. 'Cause I don't want nobody who's always hanging round. Well, it may seem funny, honey, funny as can be, ever have any children. Let them all just look like me when we move way on the outskirts of town. 'Cause I don't want nobody who's always hanging round. I saw you wiggling and giggling. I'm as mad as I can be. We've got 7 children, and none of them look like me. That's why I'm gonna leave you way on the outskirts of town. 'Cause I don't want nobody who's always sneaking round. I'm gonna sing this verse, and I ain't gonna sing no more. Now ain't you happy? Red God Almighty, sing this verse. Ooh, ain't gonna sing no more. Put your man in your bed and put your husband down on the floor.
Josh White, a.k.a. Pinewood Tom, a.k.a. The Singing Christian, a.k.a. Tibby Barton, with Move to the Outskirts of Town. Josh White was a significant blues artist who first recorded in the 1920s at the age of 14 and is considered a trailblazer in American popular music. He was credited as being the first artist to introduce white people to blues folk and fought fearlessly for black rights and integration. He was the first black artist to sing at the White House. He was the first artist to sell 1 million records. He was the first black artist to perform at an all-white hotel. He was the first black artist to star in Hollywood and Broadway. He was the first artist to make a solo concert tour. He was the first artist to tour internationally, and he was the first blues artist on a postage stamp. He's so famous, he was even friends with the President Franklin D. Roosevelt. His music is absolutely required for any serious blues fans. This is your source for Blues Talk, Blues America, a little blues show produced weekly at the Chico Chisholm Memorial Studio in Phoenix. More information is available on our website at bluesamerica.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And that's going to conclude our regular scheduled broadcast. Be a patriot and support Blues America.
We'll travel. More Blues America next week.